Summer this year is absolutely loaded with massive new movies releasing pretty much every week from the beginning of May to the end of July. So here are my rankings of all the big blockbuster and franchise films releasing by how excited I am for them. In last place is the Smurfs musical starring Rihanna as Smurfette. I promise you this is a real thing releasing July 18th. I'm not making it up. Now obviously I'm not the target audience for this movie, but I really have to wonder who is the target audience for this. The Smurfs are like 175 years old. What kid is really caring about a new Smurfs movie coming out nowadays? At number 12 is Megan 2.0. I'm sorry, the first one is just so dumb. I don't care for it whatsoever, and this one honestly looks like it's just going to be even dumber. At number 11, I have Karate Kid Legends. I hope for all the huge Karate Kid fans out there that this is really good. I'm just really not one of them. I'm going to revisit the first movie. That's honestly the only Karate Kid media I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen any of the shows, other movies, anything. Hopefully this is a pleasant surprise though. At number 10, I have Pixar's Elio, a new original idea from them. It follows this kid that like his dream is to be abducted by aliens, and when it really happens, they mistake him as the ambassador for Earth and all the things that come with that, him being like the leader of our planet now to these aliens. Now, I'm very happy we're getting a new original idea from Pixar instead of them falling more and more into just sequels, although the sequels they have been making like Inside Out 2 are very good, obviously. And obviously with this being Pixar, the visuals were very incredible, but I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the trailer in theaters a couple weeks ago, I just was not moved whatsoever. This kind of did nothing for me. At number 9 is a big jump up in quality. I have the Lilo and Stitch live action remake. Listen, I know all of these live action Disney remakes are completely useless, but at least I feel like this one, they're doing a good job honoring the original material. I like how Stitch looks. Again, it is useless, but I do feel like it can translate to the live action medium pretty well and at least be an enjoyable movie. At number 8, I have Jurassic World Rebirth. Now we're starting to get into the real heavy hitters. Listen, I am excited for this movie, but very tentatively so because the Jurassic World franchise has been on such a decline ever since the first Jurassic Park movie, really. Like the two sequels to that aren't the greatest. The first Jurassic World film is actually pretty good, and then the two sequels to that, again, not very good at all. I'm very hopeful about this one though. Pieces are all here. Like the cast is incredible. We got ScarJo leading this thing with Jonathan Bailey, who's been having a great couple of years here lately, and Mahershala Ali as supporters. We're apparently diving more into the horror elements. We got some like mutant looking monsters that kind of look like a xenomorph in the trailer, and they are adapting things that were left out of the original Jurassic Park movie that were in the book, so that would be really cool to see those sequences brought to life. Gareth Edwards has made things like Rogue One and Godzilla. We know he knows how to make a visually stunning film like this, so it's gonna look great. I just hope it can actually be good. At number 7, I have the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie, because honestly, this is very hard to rank. I am excited to see how it translates to this medium. I think it looks good if they're doing a live action version of this. Again, useless, but at least it looks like they're going about it the right way. But the thing is, I already know exactly what the story is going to be, even if they put in like 2 to 3 new scenes. And I do really love the first How to Train Your Dragon movie. I think it's great. I don't think it's one of my favorite animated films of all time, like I know it is for a lot of different people, but honestly, I can just still rewatch that movie like I just did a couple weeks ago. So I'm not that excited about this, but it is a good story at least, so I know it's going to at least be somewhat good. That's kind of why it's at 7. Not too high, but not too low. Before I continue in this list, take 1 second. If you're not subscribed already, just hit that sub button and drop a like on the video. It would really help me out. At number 6 is the John Wick spin-off movie Ballerina starring Ana de Armas. Honestly, all you had to tell me is Ana de Armas in an action movie and I was already buying my ticket, and I actually think the first trailer looks pretty solid for this. It's going to be very interesting to see Ana de Armas in this in a leading role. It's kind of new for her. Like I know she's been in Bond movies as a Bond girl and stuff before, but we'll have to see if she has the sauce to lead this type of film, because I feel like, yes, the action is incredible in the John Wick movies. It's like everybody's favorite part, but they don't work without Keanu just being great as Keanu in them. We've already seen this universe kind of fail to spread out to other things. Like they made that Continental show like a year ago. I don't think anybody on the planet watched that thing. I really hope it's good and actually does well at the box office, because I'd love for this franchise to continue without them having to make a John Wick 5 and milking the mainline franchise. Just leave those 4 movies alone. At number 5, I have Thunderbolts. This is a movie I really didn't care about like a year ago, but every new trailer keeps winning me over. It kind of seems like what I want out of the MCU, getting down to a more street level story with more personal characters, and then there is just a big threat on top of that with Sentry, who is going to be crazy in this movie. His powers in the latest trailer were just insane to witness. Fight choreography and action scenes in the trailer actually look really good in comparison to a lot of recent MCU stuff. I really am happy that we're going to be exploring more with Bucky and Yelena. Obviously, they're great characters, but really John Walker and Ghost are more characters that I also think were incredible and underused, and I can't wait to see more of their stories. At number 4, I have 28 Years Later. I am not not big on horror in any way, shape, or form, but the trailer for this thing looked absolutely incredible. Honestly, one of the best trailers I've seen in the last couple of years. And it's very good news, in my opinion, that we have Danny Boyle actually returning to direct this film. He did the first two, obviously. He also did Sunshine, that I love, Trainspotting, Slumdog Millionaire. He's had a lot of really good films. We're just going to ignore Yesterday. That was terrible. I generally think this is going to be one of the best big movies of the summer, though. At number 3 is The Fantastic Four: The First Steps. You know me, huge Marvel fan, and I absolutely love this trailer. Besides the Thing's voice, which honestly is growing with me now that I've watched the trailer a couple more times, I absolutely love the visual aesthetic of this movie. It seems that they perfectly nailed it. I think the casting across the board is pretty great. Except beyond just the visual aesthetic, the effects of the Thing, I know it's partially practical, partially CGI, but he looks incredible. Galactus is going to be crazy in this movie. Plus, it really seems like we're actually going to be getting Franklin Richards, the son of Sue Storm and Reed Richards, in this movie. I cannot wait for this thing. At number 2, I have Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I absolutely love this franchise, and I'm sorry, there's no way that Tom Cruise, if this is his final time playing this character, he is not going out on a bad movie. It's going to be absolutely insane. I really like Dead Reckoning. I didn't think it was quite as good as Fallout or anything like that, but it obviously was a part 1, and this is the big epic conclusion. The stunts are going to be bigger and bolder than ever before. Tom Cruise never phones it in. It's going to be an absolute must-see in cinemas, and it comes out pretty early in the summer to late May. But number 1 for me is Superman. I truly believe James Gunn is going to deliver a special experience with this movie. The trailer, we didn't even get like any dialogue barely, and it absolutely moved me and it won me over. It gave off those feelings that we've been missing in superhero movies for so long, of just hopefulness, and I genuinely think James Gunn just perfectly understands what this character is, what he stands for, and what he can do for modern audiences. Plus, this is just going to be a spectacle to see. It's going to be setting up a brand new DC universe, but we know it's not going to be focusing too much on that, but it's still going to be amazing to see this new universe branch out in front of our eyes. I think the casting for Superman, Lex, and Lois are all A++, and I cannot wait for this thing. Make sure to hit that like button and let me know in the comments below your list of how you'd rank all of these, or just give me like your top 3, and thank you so much for watching. Click the playlist above me right now to check out my videos predicting all the movies releasing in 2025, 6, and 27, and if they're going to flop or succeed at the box office.